part of the huge struggle of trying to bridge that gap or have the kind of like middle course between the bigotries of the left and the bigotries of the right is that essentially we're not talking about this because we want to tear down Islam or Muslims. We're talking about this because we actually care about the rights and freedoms of people, and especially women, in insular religious communities. And the thing is, the thing that gets me is that when we get this kind of like response from the left that like, oh, but you know, they're talking about in quasi-defense of hijabis, and the thing is, it's just like, you know what, you are not going to be more concerned about this than I am about my hijabi mother and my hijabi sister, and I personally know what it's like to be discriminated against and stigmatized because of the hijab. I'm the one who walked around wearing hijab for 15 years, and there's this, and the funny thing is that, like, you know, if you care about a hijabi who gets verbally assaulted on public transportation, you should also care about the hijabi who gets beaten by her father because she got caught texting a boy in class. And if you only care about one and not the other, and not just that, if you deny that the second one happens and just talk about it as if it's some kind of racist myth, as if we don't have the same kind of like structures of conservatism and patriarchy as almost every other society on this planet, then I mean it's just. Then you care more about, I guess, being performative, about being progressive than you do about what's actually going on with these women, especially when you are constantly orienting yourselves towards, and I mean, forgive me for this, but it's the truth, towards the women who have the most privilege and platform and voice, the ones who are the kind of like proud, free-speaking, open hijabis who consistently talk about how it's something that they're not coerced into, and blah, blah, blah. The thing about that is that, of course, you're only and ever going to be hearing from the voices that are already approved of and celebrated and uplifted from within their own cultural zeitgeist, from within their own cultural community. That's why these are the voices on the front line of just talking about Muslim issues. The girls and the women who are suffering under purity norms and patriarchal norms, they don't have the platform and the capacity to say, this isn't my choice, and I'm being constrained into these things. Because as a function of their very constraint, as a function of everything they stand to lose because of that visibility. So we're already invisible, and then this kind of like well-meaning attempt to sanitize everything involving the potential oppression of women in the Muslim world. And let's be real, women are oppressed all over the globe. It's not something specific to Muslim communities, but there are particular ways in which it manifests in the Muslim world. And we can't remedy those aspects unless we talk about them.